Okay, all right. Hi friends, welcome back to another Renae's Corner video. I'm Renae, and today we are going to be talking about some of the things that I wish I would have done when right after I proposed my dissertation. So I think most of you know I proposed my dissertation last July, like the end of July last year, 2021. And I'm gonna be honest, I was working on it, but then I kept running into all these roadblocks, and so then I kind of like slacked off on working on it. And then once the ball really started to roll again, there are just some things that I really wish I would have done as soon as I proposed versus now when I'm just trying to get it done, you know? Okay, so the first thing, just 5 quick things, right? The first thing is I wish I would have started a dissertation journal. I feel like people talk about this quite frequently, but I never really knew the importance of it until I got to the stage I'm at now. So what I use my dissertation journal for is like any ideas that come up that are like related to my dissertation or things that like other ideas I want to look into later as I'm working on the project. I also use the notebook for writing down tasks I know that I'm going to need to do. So something that happens when I start, like I sit down and I get started working on my dissertation, one, it takes me forever to get started because I'm always like, what do I need to do? What kind of things do I need to do? I don't really know what to do next or whatever. So starting my dissertation notebook and having like a running task list has eliminated that like buffer time of me trying to figure out what I need to do, 1. But 2, as I'm continuing to work on my dissertation, I'm finding that like I'll remember things that I also need to do like in the future. So like right now in my dissertation, I'm running reliability and making sure that the scales I'm doing are valid and good to use, right? Yeah, reliability and validity. I can't remember which one I'm at, but let's just say reliability for the sake of this video. So basically, as I've been running the Cohen's D alphas, I've been like, oh yeah, I also need to be sure to run correlations for this. I need to look into that. And so as I'm working, I don't want to stop what I'm doing. Sorry, it feels like fuzz is on my nose. Okay, so it's like I don't want to stop what I'm doing because I'm already in the zone with that, but I also don't want to forget those things that I'm thinking about that I need to do. So I basically just parking lot it into this notebook. I write it down. I'm like, oh yeah, like as I was doing occupational prestige codes, I'm like, oh, it might be good to do like zip code prestige and all of those things. And so writing a running task list so that you're able to, as soon as you set aside time to work on your dissertation, you're able to sit down, look at the notebook and see exactly what you need to do next. And I always write down like what I've done because 1, I never feel like I'm doing enough, but 2, it helps me like not take away some of that like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing right now on the dissertation. It like takes all that away. And so I highly recommend a dissertation journal if you haven't already started one. And number 2, I am really bad at number 2. I'm still trying to do it, but get on a schedule, put it on your calendar, and do not overbook it. Do not blow it off because it's just a meeting for yourself. Do not blow it off because it's just your dissertation. I try to work on my dissertation 4 hours a week, and let me tell you, I am so bad at keeping that schedule. I don't know what it is about me creating my own schedule, but I'm just terrible at it. So I would highly recommend getting a schedule of when you're going to write, and because you have the journal, you won't be wasting some of that time. Maybe you're not a person who can work for a 4-hour chunk, so maybe you do an hour a week, or not an hour a week, an hour a day throughout the week. Maybe you're able to do that. So think about what works for you and come up with a schedule the same way you would come up with a schedule for any coursework or other research projects you have. Number 3 is get some accountability. I would tell somebody your anticipated day, like your deadlines, besides your committee. Your committee will help, but like I feel like your dissertation is really like your own baby, and so like you're really in the lead. And so for me, it was helpful to tell my friends, my family that, you know, I really want to be done by January, so like I need to like stay on track with it by January. the flip side of this is that sometimes having accountability is great, but also the flip side is sometimes those people are holding you more accountable than you're holding yourself, which is a good thing, but sometimes in the moment it feels kind of icky because they're like, where's your dissertation? November is over and you said you want to be done in January. What's going on? And that part really stresses me out, but it's helpful to motivate me and get it done. Number 4, I would say get yourself some grace and some discipline. You want to be disciplined because the dissertation will not get done if you don't do it. You can't just put it off and assume that it will get done. It won't. It will not. I have been trying that 4 months and it has not gotten anywhere. You know why? Because I haven't been doing it. And so I would highly recommend getting some discipline, but also giving yourself some grace when you fall short of like your ideal plan or your ideal timeline. You know, it's bound to happen. Doing a dissertation is not easy work. It's hard and it takes a lot of thinking power to get it done. So, you know, give yourself grace. Remember that you're creating all new knowledge here. And so you want to like balance that with being disciplined and making sure that you're getting it done because you want to graduate and you want to be Dr. So-and-so, right? The 5th tip I have is to stay organized. I'm sure every dissertation tip video tells you this, but number 1, make sure you're doing your references as you go. I know a lot of people will just be like, cite this, cite that. Don't do that. Cite as you go, because then if you don't do that and you're like, oh, I need to remember where the citation is, by the time you're done, it's so long since you've done those citations. Like you have to just go in and reference it. It takes up too much time. Do it as you go. That's the number 1 organizational tip I would have. I highly recommend Zotero. If you can use Zotero, Zotero is like a citation manager, but also it integrates into Word. So it cites all this stuff, like not for you, like you have to put the citation in there and like put it in the system, but it's seamless. It just goes into Word. You put like Banks 2019, it cites it in there and it puts it in your bibliography and reference pages and it's done. You don't have to think about it anymore. Highly recommend that. I also would recommend that you save your files frequently. Have some sort of place to back it up in 2 different spots. What I mean by that is somewhere, somehow back it up on the cloud and also back it up on a thumb drive, like an external hard drive. So mine is here. I have tons of external hard drives because I'm obsessed with not losing my data, but also because like stuff happens. Like if that one gets messed up, you know, it'll be sad. Like most of my SLU work is on there, but my dissertation is also backed up to the cloud. So make sure you have it saved in multiple places. And then the last organizational tip I would say is just make sure that you are trying to be as efficient and organized as possible, because if you're not organized, it just makes it so much harder to stay on task and so much harder to get it done. The dissertation is already a beast in and of itself. Don't make it harder on yourself by being disorganized. So yeah, those are some of the things that I wish I would have done or considered or thought about right after I proposed. Yeah, that's all I have to say. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much. Are there any dissertation tips that you think would be helpful or that you found helpful? Leave those in the comments. If you're going to start using one of these tips, let me know. I would be so excited. If there's any other videos you all want me to talk about grad school, about my life, blah, 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 let me know in the comments too. If you watched this far, leave a green emoji. And like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, do all that fun YouTube stuff. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace out. I love you all so much. Bye.